You spoke out and accused the Obama administration of using children as pawns to further their political agenda. Can you explain what you meant there?
Well, it's at its base level, it's extortion, Kelsey. I mean, what they did was they looked into North Carolina. They said, unless you do what we say, an agency of the executive branch of the federal government, unless you do what we say, we are going to withhold your money. You know, the taxpayers of North Carolina send their money to Washington for things like education and transportation and housing, and it gets skimmed off in Washington and some of it comes back. But what they're saying now is, unless you change your laws to believe like we believe, then we're going to keep your money. So they're using it as an extortionary tool to really hold the children of North Carolina hostage to push their radical leftist agenda. And so it's unfortunate that they're doing that. It's really unprecedented in a lot of ways. And so when they sent us that letter and told us what we had to do or else, what we did, the governor filed a lawsuit against them, as well as the legislature filed a lawsuit against them, challenging their stance with Title IX and Title VII, and really challenging what they believe the Civil Rights Act of the 60s and 70s really says.
And Attorney General Loretta Lynch and the Justice Department came out this week and likened North Carolina's bill to Jim Crow and other forms of state-sponsored discrimination. That is a pretty heavy allegation.
Yeah.
I'm curious how you respond to that.
To use Jim Crow laws is pretty shameful. And here's why. Here's the way this really works is the color of somebody's skin, the pigment of their skin, has absolutely nothing, zero, to do with what bathroom somebody goes into, what locker room or shower they use, what lunch counter they sit at. It has nothing to do with that. That's why we got rid of those nefarious laws called Jim Crow laws, because they were amazingly discriminatory. However, somebody's biological sex has everything to do with which bathroom you use. That's why we decided, even at that time, you don't take down men and women signs off the bathrooms, you leave them up, because that's what it's for. It's because there's a differentiation between biological sex and what goes on in those facilities. It has absolutely nothing to do with Jim Crow laws. She knows that, but they're pushing the envelope here to, again, push their agenda so that they can redefine what the term sex means in the Civil Rights Act. So they're saying that sex has always meant transgender and everything else. You know, the 60-some odd transgendered definitions there are now, they think that that's what sex means in the Civil Rights Act, and that's absolutely not true.
And what would you say to the transgender community who does feel offended and discriminated against because of that law?
Yeah, I'd say you're welcome here. Everybody's welcome in North Carolina. There's no discrimination going on in North Carolina. But work with us too. We are trying to provide reasonable accommodations for those people that are fearful, but not put women and children at risk. The rhetoric that's going on about people believing that Republicans in North Carolina somehow fear that transgender people in the LGBT community are bathroom molesters, nobody's ever said it. I don't have one colleague here, I don't know one Republican that has ever said that. So that's just absolutely not true. But you know what? We do have 24,000 registered sex offenders in North Carolina. We do have a lot of people who have some ill intent, and if they see a loophole in the law, they're going to take advantage of it. Why would we put one woman or one child at risk of being molested in a bathroom, taken advantage of in a bathroom or a shower or a locker room? We don't want to do that. That 99% of the people out there who are just trying to go about their lives every day and go use public facilities safely and securely, we have to protect them too.
Well, Lieutenant Governor, thank you very much for joining us.
Kelsey, thank you for coming today.